Who's up for a surprise live stream? Hey guys, Ray here. I got the day off work for a wedding, and I got a little time to kill. Because when you're in somebody else's show, it's hurry up and wait, and that's just how it goes. I don't mind at all. But it means I had a little bit of time. I don't know how much time I have, so like they say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I don't know, could have 15 minutes, could have 3 hours. What the hell do I know? But I'm going to do what I can in the time that I got. That's all any of us could ever do. Just getting set up here. I've got the link to this broadcast. I'm just busting out chat so I can see. Hey! Audio is good. Thank you very much, Stupid Robot Fighting League. Where's the breakout? Oh yeah, pop out chat. I haven't done this in a while. 2C Gaming. Hey, Amanda's Right Life. All right, you're here and you're home. Cool. Let me get the. Why isn't this popping out? I clicked pop out chat. Why won't you pop out the chat? Come on, chat. Don't be like that. Oh, you know what? I realized what I'm doing wrong here. Need to switch accounts. Probably refresh my chat on me. It's Took. Cool. Sounds like a Canadian saying Took. I wasn't sure if it was 2C or Took, so I had a 50-50 shot, called it wrong. New banner for you to bash, please. All right. That's an unusual request. Oh, I can't get the chat to pop out. Why is the chat being a jerk? Not the people in chat, sorry. I'm talking about like the functionality. Well, here, how about, you know what? It's because I'm trying it on IE. I'm old school for reasons that are complicated. Oh, no, wait. No, gotta edit this copy. I'm not about to go live. I'm live. I'm actually live. There we go. Tweet it. Okay, so I get the tweet out. Just bear with me. You'll have my full attention shortly. Oh, no. I'm live. I'm live. Is this fun? Is this fun for you watching me stumble? I don't mind. Okay, so let's see if I can get the chat to pop out on Chrome. Because I'm trying to utilize Firefox just for its own thing here. Okay. Hey, Took, you subscribed. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Pop out chat. Ooh, pop out chat works on Chrome. Awesome. Okay, now we're going. Now I just need to do a quick sharing blitz where I share a link to this live stream on all them Facebook groups. And then you'll have my complete and undivided attention, and we can talk YouTube. I used to do this primarily as a channel review thing. But then, a little while back, somebody got upset with me saying that I didn't have the right to show their channel, even though they asked for me to review their channel. And because YouTube auto-generates a thumbnail on live streams like this from desktop, before you get a chance to edit them, that guy's channel just happened to show up in the thumbnail, and he thought that I was trying to crib on his success. He had like... I think he had either 50 fewer or 50 more subscribers than I did. So it's kind of like, wow, fighting over what? But anyways, so yeah, I took it to the group, and some people who said that they were lawyers told me that, yeah, I could be up to, some legal liabilities if I'm doing that. And I think that whole thing sucks and ruins it and whatever. Ruins it a little bit. I think we can still have a lot of fun and be productive, though. I'm just going to have to get explicit consent from y'all before I look at any of your channels so that y'all don't freak out at me for doing what you asked me to do. I'm not bitter. A little salty. So, anyways, so I'm kind of trying to rebrand these as YouTube training because the idea behind this is really more about... wanting to show you guys things that you can, learn and that will apply to hopefully lots of you. So it won't just be a matter of, okay, I reviewed one channel and one person got something out of it. The idea is that hopefully what I talk about, whether it's looking at a specific channel or a tutorial or something, can apply to a lot of people. And so I want to help the most amount of people in the shortest amount of time. So that's what we're all about. Okay, and general rule of thumb is that I'll go chronologically in chat. So the earlier you get here, the earlier you speak up in chat, the more likely your request will be addressed. So that's a very good reason. I'm trying to practice what I preach here. That's a very good reason to subscribe with notifications turned on, with YouTube notifications enabled, and set it to all notifications. That way, I don't go live very often, but when I do, then you'll get the pop-up. If you're available, you can jump right on in and be the first to get your channel reviewed or your request responded to. So that's just the spiel for the new folks. So Stupid Robot Fighting League wanted me to make fun of his banner. All right, I can do that. I always like to do searching by channel name, even though I know this guy. 400 subscribers. Nice little milestone you got there, man. That's awesome. Although, honestly, it kind of upsets me because it should be so much more than that. I don't understand how you don't have, like, you should be kicking my butt in subscribers. I don't get it. I mean, you're kicking Small YouTubers Boost's butt, so good on you. But you should be kicking Vacation Impossible's butt, man. I don't know why that isn't, like, blowing up. You got a super unique thing. I know unique is binary. It's not like, you know, very unique is not a thing, but still, it's, I think sometimes it feels like it is very unique. One of the more unique things out there. So, okay. Stupid Robot Fighting League. I like your logo. It's always solid. Because smashing stupid robots in the face is life. I like that. Yeah, you've got you've really bought into the red motif with the color wash that you put over this. I wonder if maybe if the background was a little less color washed red, just so there's a little bit more contrast. But I don't know. You've got a good thematic color thing going on. Red is clearly the color of your channel and has been for some time. So I don't know. I like the robot on the right, just above your social links, reminds me a little bit of Short Circuit, Johnny Five. So that's really, I mean, if you know what would be cool. Actually, that would be an awesome. I mean, you might run into rights issues. I don't know. But if you had like a particular tournament or challenge of stupid robots that were built to look like other famous robots, but poorly done, of course, or cheaply done, I should say. I'm sure they're made with love. That would be kind of cool. And so you could have sort of like Johnny Five facing off against, I don't know, Sonny from iRobot or something. And you know, it would be sort of like bad homages or whatever, or cheaply done, cheaply, whatever, however it is done, homages. That would be kind of cool. And so, especially to somebody who is coming to this channel for the first time, and actually, I get that that's probably one of the challenges of Stupid Robot Fighting League, is that it is a little challenging to describe it succinctly. You know, the 10-word answer, the elevator pitch, you know, because I struggled with it initially. I'm getting there, and you're getting there, and it's getting better. You know, and it was interesting because you recently released a channel trailer, and I recommend everyone check out Stupid Robot Fighting League's channel trailer after this live stream. Because it's a good one, and he succinctly explains what it's all about, and then goes from there, and then builds upon it, which is really quite nice. So, but I would be trying to explain it in my, because I mentioned him in a couple of my videos and a podcast. He had sponsored a podcast, and well, I'm just telling people about it, you know, here and in life. I'm like, this is crazy. You got to hear about it. And so explaining it has been a little hard. So how do you do that also in an image? And I think the robot on the right is really kind of nailing it, because again, a child of the 80s, it's reminiscent of Short Circuit 1 and 2, Johnny Five, that kind of thing. So I look at that, and my first thought is it's kind of a robot. But the fact that I can see that it's hanging from a nail on a fence by what looks like a unwound paper clip or something tells me a lot, actually, about the channel. Because it says that it's not a robot if it's hanging from a thin piece of wire, right? And that's actually what they do. They're in a frame. I forget what you call it in your channel trailer. When I sat down to watch your channel trailer, it was an interesting moment for me, because I'm like, I've struggled with describing this channel. Let's see how he does it. And I was like, oh, that's better. That's better. Okay, yeah. Although I think I did a halfway decent job when the time would come around for me to do it. Branded water. So I think that's actually, that communicates a lot about what it is. Now, if we were only looking at that right, like 20% of the banner, I would ask that it would be raised up a little bit, so it would be a little bit better visibility. So the other robots, the one on the far left, yeah, a little bit. But it would be cool if you had a competition, a tournament, even just a single match, whatever, where people were encouraged to build robots that looked like famous robots, do a lineup like this, and then make that the banner. Then people would come here and they would have this whether it's subconscious or conscious instinctual association with what they're seeing as robots. Because some of it might look like junk, you know, the guy just to the, like, just behind Robot, to the right of Robot, reminds me of one of the special edition singers in Star Wars. I always thought he was, yeah, I mean, when I first thought it, I was like, oh, it's a Muppet. No, wait, he was a singer in Star Wars. Big red guy, he was the singer. I don't know. It kind of reminds me like he's trying to look like that, except made out of, you know, spare parts. And then the other two, yeah. So if it's super easily identifiable as a robot, again, for those first-time visitors that you want to try and grab in that 9-10 second attention span that humans have nowadays, yeah, as much as possible, a robot, something. But clearly made out of junk and clearly just hanging there, not being supported by electronics, I think does a pretty decent job of it. And looking a little banged up, maybe like a little X, you know, over one of the eyes or something, or an eye hanging off or something, like it's been in a fight. That might be kind of cool. Like Johnny Five towards the end of Short Circuit 2 before he gets the gold makeover. Can you tell I'm a big fan of those two movies? Where's part 3? Although what I'm really waiting for is part 3 of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which they're filming right now. It's called Bill and Ted Face the Music. I'm super excited. Okay, so there you go. That was my thoughts on your banner. So Took Gaming, anything I can do for you? Anything you want to see? Close enough. Get you getting caught up in chat. I'd love a review if you don't mind the bad thumbnails. I meant to sub before, just found the channel on Facebook a long time ago. Hey, that's cool. Appreciate you being here whenever you're able to be here. So that's awesome. So that's cool. Yeah. Just so that I don't get myself in trouble, Took Gaming, do I have your permission to look at your channel on the live stream and display it on the live stream? I will not be playing any videos or, you know, or any audio or anything, but is that okay with you? Can I get your consent? I feel stupid having to ask that. That's the price of channel reviews these days. So just looking here. So, the one thing I should probably mention is that, and if you've been here before, you've heard this spiel before, but I'll just do this while I'm waiting for Took's consent. I have the premium YouTube, so that means I pay a monthly amount so I don't have to see ads, and I get access to what used to be called YouTube Red content, now called premium content. Things like Cobra Kai, which I've seen a couple episodes of, pretty good. Those sorts of things. So those are the things behind the paywall on YouTube. And also I don't get ads, which is kind of nice. And but channels are still supported when I watch their content because they get a portion of the money that I spend monthly on the subscription. So that's part of why my YouTube might look different from yours. I'm also operating it in dark mode because that's how I like it. And I also have the TubeBuddy browser extension installed with a Legend paid account on it. So on the right-hand side of my screen right now, you'll see the TubeBuddy Search Explorer. So when you search something, it will give you an idea of the volumes that are searched under that keyword and how much competition there is, and it will take those two numbers, mix them together, and give you an overall score. So that if you're thinking about doing a video about a specific keyword, or create a channel with a specific name, you can very easily compare different options with that simple score, which is really quite nice. So if you don't have TubeBuddy, there is a link down below. I'm currently rocking the Legend paid version, but even the free version has 31 free tools. And so I've got an affiliate link down below. If you do decide to get the paid version, check out Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group and get our discount code to save 20%. Spiel over. Let me just check to see. Yes, I have permission. Yay. I'm all dark and mysterious. Yeah, the lighting has been a little weird. Is that better? I don't know. Okay. When I first fired up OBS Studios, everything was like yellow and orange, and I was like, ah! I started turning off lights until it started to look like I wasn't made of like Play-Doh. Okay, so Took Gaming, proud member of Clueless Entertainment, new shirt added to the merchandise shop. Check it out. So that's how you display in search. And this is a thing, I think YouTubers small and large, probably more so small of course, they forget to look at what their channel looks like in search results. The channel. We're so focused on videos, and rightly so. This isn't a criticism, but, and I do this as much to remind myself as anything else, is to look at how your channel looks from the perspective of search results, because there's a subscribe button right there. You could be getting subscribers from search results alone. And like I've gotten a few that way, and I'm like, awesome. And hey, anywhere we can get more subscribers, right? Let's do it. So the thing about this is it says proud member of Clueless Entertainment. So that tells me that you're probably part of an MCN, or it's possibly a gaming clan. But with a name like that, it sounds more like an MCN. I don't know if it is an MCN and your agreement with the MCN requires you to have that at the beginning, then ignore what I'm about to say. But I wouldn't put that up first, because as a casual viewer, and you want to get these viewers who know nothing about you. Once you're into the video, then you can start doing sort of the fan service or whatever you want to call it for the people who know you. But initially, you want to be growing and attracting a new audience, right? Okay, looks like I've probably got maybe upwards of an hour left, which is kind of exciting. Like I said, I've got a wedding to go to today, so I'm kind of on somebody else's timeline, and I'm just waiting for orders to start getting ready. So I think I've got about an hour. So anyways, that's one thought. And then the second thing here is new shirt added to the merchandise shop. So that tells me that you've got merch. And so with a subscriber count of 121, I know that's not the shelf, because you need 10,000 subscribers to get the merch shelf in YouTube, which I don't know if you heard, but at VidCon they just announced they're adding something like 4 or 5 more merch companies, Rooster Teeth, Crowd something or another, a few others to that shelf, because before it was just Teespring. So that's kind of interesting. So I know that you have a shirt that you sell as merchandise, probably through a shop, a full-on shop that's been, rather than just an individual link or something. As a casual viewer, though, who's on YouTube to watch a video, I'm not sure how much value you're adding right away. I'm not saying this shouldn't be part of your description. I'm thinking it should come further, because it gets truncated and cut off after check it out, ... So what you're going to want to do, the first 2 lines of your channel description is actually very important for search results like these. You're going to want to tell people right away what you're about. If you can get a value proposition, a value add in there, why would they want to watch? So this is gaming. Are you one of the best gamers in a certain genre? Or are you a speedrunner? Or do you do gameplays? Do you do skits? Do you do reviews, comedy? Are you like the angry video game nerd? Or I've been watching a lot of Scott the Woz lately because he was on Cinemassacre, and I was like, oh, this guy's actually pretty cool. Are you like a Pat Contry? Are you commenting on the industry? What platforms? I'm a Nintendo fanboy with a sprinkling of PlayStation. I've never owned an Xbox in my life. So if, for example, you're an Xbox gamer, if you say that at the top, then people who are interested in that will dive right in. Or if you say, Nintendo, or, hey, maybe the best of the PS4. I've been thinking about getting a PS4, but I'm not really sure. Every time I'm like, oh, I'll get a PS4 for this game, then that game comes out on the Switch, and I'm like, well, now I don't need a PS4 anymore. So if it says, like, hey, the best of the PS4, I might click on that to see, like, oh, should I get one? Or, hey, Nintendo game or something, then I'm much more likely to click just because of my personal interests. But there are so many gaming channels on YouTube. They make up 1/3 of all of YouTube, that you got to stand out, and you got to stand out right away. So that's that. Your logo is interesting. When I first look at it, it doesn't look like much. It doesn't tell me much. The more I look at it, it looks like an O and a G, and then maybe it's like an A that fell on its side. And then looking at the name, it finally clicked. I can see all the letters of the first few characters of the channel. I can see the T, I can see the O, I can see a C, and I can see a G. Heck, I can even see an A if it's on its side. There's no M there anywhere. But so I get that it's kind of like merging that. And so it's kind of a cool logo. But as communicating information goes, it doesn't tell me anything about your channel. So I don't know if there's a way that could be made more clear. Instead of maybe the purple background, if you want to keep that character that does look kind of cool, maybe put a controller behind it. Oops, sorry, headphone users, I hit the mic. Or putting a controller as part of the forward part of the G or something, I don't know. Because your channel is going to display in so many different ways all over the internet. And you can't count on, well, they'll get that information from the channel name. For example, let's say that somebody else puts a link to your channel in their end card. All that will appear is your logo. Nothing else. And if they hover over it, then there'll be a name and an opportunity to click, but you got to get them to hover. You got to give them that reason first. So in that instance, that could be all they see is the profile image. And so as much as possible, if you can communicate and give value, even in the profile image, it's hard, I understand. I'm not sure they have very good concrete advice here, but it's just As a YouTuber, if you're taking YouTube seriously, these are the kind of things we think about. we go a little crazy. All right, so let's dive into Took Gaming. I'm going to pause the channel trailer, but it's good that there is a channel trailer. DJ Fizz has subscribed. Thank you, DJ Fizz. So I like the fact that it's a funny channel trailer. I really want to watch this. It intrigues me a lot. And so that's good. And it's 52 seconds, so it's not a huge commitment. And channel trailers, perfect. Right in that 52-second range is fantastic. So you've got a channel trailer that's 52 seconds, and you say that it's funny. And so I'm like, hey, for 52 seconds, I'm willing to take a chance and see if I find funny what you find funny. Because if that's a match, that's great. I mean, I've been spending the last couple of days watching Scott the Woz videos because he was pretty good on Cinemassacre. And I'm like, he's kind of funny too, quick-witted kid. And so I've actually been enjoying a lot of, because his sense of humor and my sense of humor line up quite a bit. I find his cuts a little too tight, but other than that, it's really good. So, and he's like 600,000 subscribers, so I'm not promoting a small channel at the moment. If you want small channel promotion, go check out Max Hickson. He's great. I love his music. And of course, Stupid Robot Fighting League. I'm also a big fan of Brett Westgore. I wish he would start making videos again. And also, I recently did a collab with Angela Lynn, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention her channel. Achilles Melee is another small gaming channel that's really quite good. I recommend. Anyways, I wasn't paid for that. These are just ones off the top of my head that I think are good. I want to try and promote small YouTubers and be a force for good in the community. Wow, doesn't that sound arrogant? Like I'm some sort of superhero. I'm a guy in front of a computer. Anyway, so the channel trailer, that's great. The title is good for it. Depending on SEO and searchability, you might want to also add your channel name after the word trailer, maybe. If you have TubeBuddy, one of the great things that TubeBuddy does as a browser plugin is it gives you sort of a recommended length of your title, and it's generally between 20 and 70 characters. The idea there is after 70 characters is where it starts to get truncated in certain places where the video title is displayed. And less than 20 is often too short because it doesn't generally convey enough information. And also, it's super competitive SEO. So we want to go for the longer tail keywords. Those are the longer search terms because that's where it's a little less competitive. That's where the smaller channels can find an audience, a smaller one to be sure, but then it gives you something to build on. And once you get things like watch time and comments, interactions, likes, and subscribes, then you can start going after the shorter keywords as you kind of have that momentum behind you. But generally speaking, the conventional wisdom, and I think there's a lot of merit to it, is going for the longer ones without getting cut off. So if you have TubeBuddy installed in your browser plugin and you go to upload or edit a video, it will have a little notice that'll come up if you ever have a title fewer than 20 characters or more than 70. You can try and remember that and count out the characters yourself, but frankly, I find it easier with the TubeBuddy plugin. And I think that also is in the free version as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that's just something, a little tip. So the description, the new channel trailer, hopefully you guys like it, spent a lot of time working on this. I hope you don't mind me being harsh, but none of that adds value. For one thing, you call it new and it's 3 years old. And so new isn't forever. And so I generally recommend not putting new in a video name or description or tags, generally speaking. There was years and years ago, I think like in the 90s or the 80s, there was like a lawsuit in the United States. And it was about the advertising definition of the word new. And there was a politician, a third-party candidate, Nader, I think. Yeah, Ralph Nader, I think, was involved in that lawsuit. Anyways, there was a time, I think that this has since been repealed or something, but there was a time where there was a legal definition of the word new. And my OCD or my sense of rule following really likes that, and is sad that it's kind of gone now. But new had to be within 6 months. So there's a rule of thumb. When do I call something new? If it's more than 6 months old, new is not an accurate descriptor. So I think that the description here, honestly, like I said, those first 3 sentences, they don't tell you much about it. New channel trailer. Okay, well, if someone's watching your channel trailer, they probably don't know your channel. So the fact that you used to have an old one doesn't tell them much. And so say channel trailer, sure. In there somewhere, make it a part of a longer sentence. Hopefully you guys like it. It doesn't convey information. We want to convey information, and in our description, we want searchable terms for SEO. That's search engine optimization. And I don't think people are searching the phrase, hopefully you guys like it. And if they are searching that, Is gaming what they're looking for? Probably not. Spent a lot of time working on this. As YouTubers, we have to kind of just suffer in silence sometimes. We put tons of work. I've been on the platform for 13 years. I have 1,500 subscribers. And part of me is super proud of that. But I know that some people are probably like, 13 years, what the hell's wrong with you? I didn't take it seriously the whole time. But at the same time, a lot of it was, I was making videos that no one else cared about. And I was toiling away. And when you are watching Netflix, do you care how many years it took them to film a movie? How long they had the idea for a TV show? You might, once you've become a fan, sorry headphone users, I hit the mic again. I talk with my hands too much. When you become a fan, I'm a big fan of like Star Trek and Doctor Who and some other things that, sometimes I like knowing behind the scenes stuff. But I had to become a fan before I cared about any of that. If I go to someone who's, never seen those things before, and I talk about like, on Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston's first year and how he left and everything, they're gonna be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't care. And that's just the harsh reality. But as YouTubers, we get harsh realities. Just check the comments that we need to. And so I'm trying to save you time. So hopefully this isn't coming across as too harsh. I'm Canadian, so I'm apologizing. It's our MO. But the idea is that, so the fact that you worked hard on something, fellow YouTubers will respect. I respect the fact that a lot of people I know are putting in so much time beneath the surface. Your YouTube videos and channels are like an iceberg. People only see the very top, not the tons of work that goes into it. And that's why you gotta love it. If you don't love the work you're doing behind it, the time you're putting in, the time actually has to fade away. I saw a documentary about about Jim Davis, the cartoonist who created Garfield, and some of the people who would work on the animated specials. And they said, apart from coloring within the lines, which we've all struggled with since childhood, the challenge is just having to not be aware of the time you're spending on all this little detail. You have to enjoy it so that the time fades away and you're not aware of the clock, and you're not watching the clock, and that you get joy out of the work. And so then it, no matter if people watch it or not, you've spent your time well. You've spent part of your life doing something that gave you value and enjoyment. And so I think that's the best approach. So when people come into the Facebook group and they're like, how do I make money tomorrow? Or, I want to know, this guy was driving me nuts the other day. He was like, tell me, exactly everything about how to use TubeBuddy. And I'm like, just go to the announcement section. It's all right there. Oh, I'm not going there. You do it for me. Type it out right here in the comments. I'm like, really? I'm not your personal assistant. You can't click two things? If you can't click two things to learn something that's going to potentially change the entire course of your channel for the better, you're not going to make it. It's just not. And I'm not saying that is, I'm not talking to Toot Gaming here. I'm talking generally. Just talking about people, I see it constantly as a trend where they're like, they'll post something in our group, and we have a rule. Rule number 3, if you're posting something with a link, we need a description of what it's about. And they're just like, oh, I spent hours on this. Link, post it. I can't approve that. It doesn't tell people what it's about. You could say, I spent hours working on this gameplay video of Sonic the Hedgehog. That'll get approved. Because there's value there. Oh, I like Sonic. I'll click on that. I just said that because Sonic's in your banner. He's in my face. And that's cool. So anyways, what's the value? So again, I would say at the beginning, check out this funny channel trailer where we show you our most amazing gameplay moments, or the adventure of, I see one man on the screen here, the adventure of one man's, fantastic skills at gaming, or horrible fails at gaming, or I don't know, something that gives value to the people reading it, that describes and explains what it is, and is searchable as much as possible. So I would recommend that. And there's a Creative Commons license here that you have, I think, is about music, I'm guessing, that you use. It's good to include that, but we're in prime real estate here. People who watch these live streams have heard me talk about Above the Fold before. Back in the day, you pick up a newspaper and it was folded over. Everything above the fold, anyone walking by on the street would see. That's prime real estate. When you have to click read more to see more, that's where your terms and conditions, your disclaimers, the links that you're legally obligated to put in there, or that you care a little less about people clicking on, would go. Or maybe it's not about that. It isn't even about that. It's about what your audience wants to see. And do they want to see the attribution, license, source, and artist? Maybe they do. And if that's your conscious choice, that's fine. But, if they do want to see it, those are probably the people willing to click on read more. So gaming channel, you kind of have to woo the filthy casuals. Maybe not in gaming, but in your channel, because they haven't seen it before. So try to add the explanation and the value, maybe an emotional connection if possible, in the description, even for your channel trailer. You know, a lot of people put effort into their channel trailers, and good on you. It's not easy. It took me years before I got, frankly, the balls to make my own. I was afraid that if I made something, it would suck. And so it was only just like in, I think it was April Fool's Day that I launched my channel trailer, or something like that, around April. And I'm super proud of it, but it took me forever to get to a point where I felt my editing was good enough, and I probably should have had something up there sooner. But they focus on the editing, and they make a great channel trailer, but they forget that it's also a video, and they forget the SEO and the description and the things like that. And the fact that here's the first impression coming to your channel. So I think I've talked a lot about trailer. Just going to look at your banner here. I like the banner. I see Mario in the, the squirrel suit from 3D World. I think that is. Don't know that character, don't know that character. So stay connected, which is kind of interesting. Is staying connected your catchphrase? Is it your theme? Is it something you say? Is it part of it where like you talk about the connections in games, or is that just generic, hey, follow me on social media? If it's just generic, hey, follow me on social media, I would probably remove it and replace it with something maybe a bit more informative. Because also I noticed that there are social links underneath the name, and it's interesting because the name is italicized, but so too are the links, which is an interesting choice. And so I'm seeing what I think is Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. So a couple thoughts about that. For one thing, we are on YouTube. Again, just being harsh here. So why do you have a YouTube logo on YouTube? It seems redundant to me. It's not, like, this is prime real estate. Again, I don't have to click on anything to see this, so make it super valuable and maybe informative, maybe funny, visually appealing, those sorts of priorities. So I imagine you have a Discord, you have a Twitter account, and of course you have a YouTube channel. I'm on it right now. But you don't have any social links in your banner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to your About page, and I'm going to scroll down, and you see underneath the location, Canada, go Canada, 2K. I was born in Portland, but I've lived in Canada since I was 3, so I'm probably more Canadian than the average Canadian because it's my adopted home. Anyways, you don't have the links to your social media entered here on your About page. So if you come here when you're logged in and you can edit this, add your social media links down below, and what will happen is it will create icons in the bottom right-hand corner of your banner. And then people can actually click on it, because right now if I click on your banner, nothing happens. I can click on this little Twitter icon all day long, nothing gonna happen. But if you put it down below and then the link is in the bottom right hand side, they can click on it and go to your Twitter and then follow you and interact with you there. So this is a personal thing of mine. People who are fans of these live streams have heard me rant about it before. I'm not fond of social media icons that cannot be clicked. That's just a me thing, maybe, but I think other people feel the same. So you've been on the platform since April of 2012. That's cool. 12,000 views. That's nothing to sneeze at. Looking at the description. Oh, this is interesting. Did you just change this? Sometimes when you change the description, it takes a while to propagate. So if you just did this now, cool, awesome, looks better. I like it. If you did it before, apologize for ragging on you before, but it sometimes takes a while to propagate in all the different parts of YouTube. Gaming tips, tricks, gameplays, and funny moments. Love it. Perfect. Fantastic. Adding a little spice to the gaming community with laughter and good times. That's great. I think that's fantastic. I got no complaints there. New shirt added to the merchandise shop. Check it out. So again, this link here is not clickable. But if you were to add it in the links down below, it would be clickable and possibly even in your banner, depending on how you set it up. So that would be better for you. Twitter handle, same thing. And so I wouldn't put it in places where people can't click on it, because I got to highlight it, copy it, go to Twitter, search it, paste it in URL, whatever. And on mobile, that's particularly difficult. So make it easy on folk, is my advice. I upload regularly, whether it's funny videos, let's plays, or tutorials. I always have more videos to share. Leave a comment on my videos and let me know what you think. Now partnered with Dank City for the channel music. Be sure to check out their latest hits on Spotify. And then there's a Spotify link. But again, not clickable. Okay, that's fine. I think this is actually a pretty good description. Since you are a gaming channel, and I'm seeing, you know, Sonic and Mario and people I don't know. Oh, that's probably what's his name from Mortal Kombat. I'm not a total non-gamer. I've got like 300 video games, so I've got some street cred. I've also been on the Mario Marathon for Child's Play charity, so, you know. I don't know, I felt the need to humble brag about that. That wasn't even that humble. It took me like 10 years to get on that damn show, so I'm kind of proud. Anyway, I earned it. Anyways, so what I would possibly mention, again, to improve the SEO, after that first paragraph, but before the shirt, maybe mention the kind of games you like, the platforms you play on. Another good approach is, if you look at your videos, is sort by most popular. And then you can see what your videos that have been most watched. Looks like Destiny. So you could maybe mention, say, your 3 most watched games that you've done. And you could say, and follow a rule of 3 sentence construction. Whether it's Destiny, going over the latest DLC, or, I don't know, a live stream of Shell Shock, or I don't know what I'm looking at. You know, we provide fantastic gaming content from a Canadian perspective, something like that. And part of what you're doing there is you're telling people more about what you focus on, maybe what platforms you play on. You could put that in there. And so it conveys information, but on top of that, it's also search friendly. So if something appears in you know, the channel name, a video name, description, tags, but is also in the description of your channel, that is where you start to get keyword alignment and you start to do better in those terms. Because Google and its YouTube algorithm, it wants to understand what your channel is about. The better it understands it, the better they can serve your channel to more people, so more people watch for longer, and then more ad money for them. So let's work with them. And it's a voracious, hungry algorithm. I should do something with that, like hungry hippos. hungry algorithm. And so you want to feed it the little pebbles of data. This metaphor, I think, works. You know, hungry hippos, little white pebbles, the plastic hippos will grab and eat them. And so that is the algorithm. Let's feed it the pebbles of data. And we can do that in so many places. In our titles, our descriptions, our tags, our comments, our channel name, our channel description, the tags of the channel, all that kind of stuff. And so the more information we give it, and if it is consistent and lines up, the greater the algorithm's confidence that it understands what the hell your channel's about. And so I have a travel channel. The more I use travel or cruise or whatever, road trip, whatever I'm talking about, the algorithm's like, yeah, okay, he really is about travel. So people who really like road trip videos or cruising videos, he has a lot of videos with that in the title. It's in the description of his channel. I will serve his videos to people with those sorts of interests and similar interests. So that helps the algorithm in YouTube, and it helps you. A lot of people have a contentious relationship feeling with YouTube. YouTube's not doing enough to support people. It's like, well, you know, it's an algorithm. For one thing, and you know, if it's contentious and you're fighting it, you know, it's like judo. You know, when the big man comes at the little man steps out of the way and uses the big man's momentum to get him to go where you want. Let's do that. Let's not go head to head with YouTube, you know, fighting force with force, because we're never going to win that fight. YouTube's the second largest search engine in the world. So, you know, let's use some knowledge about YouTube to find greater success for ourselves on the platform. We are partners in this. I think it's nice that one of the things they call us when we're monetized is a partner. Authorized, verified partner. I forget what the term is, but I kind of like that because it is that. It's let's try to work with it, and that's part of what this channel is about. That's what the Facebook group is all about. Is because maybe there's a few little technical things that maybe you didn't know about how the links worked on the banner and stuff. And so if I can share that information with you, that gives you a fairer shot. It gives you a little leg up on everybody else. But also that means that once we get those little technical things figured out, then it becomes about the content. Now, is your idea better than their idea? You know, and that really, I think, is where YouTube can become a bit of a meritocracy. Once we get these technical skills down, now it's go time. Now we find out who's really, you know, got the goods, the talent, the hard work, whatever else, you know, the original idea. And I think we would all like it if those were the things, I think a lot of people would like it, if those were the things that led to success on YouTube, not knowing some technical tricks. Let's remove that as a barrier or an advantage for one person versus another person. I want to level that playing field. That's why I'm here. Now, did that resonate with you? Did you feel like, hey, you know what, he's right? Or this guy's crazy, but he's passionate and he's fun to watch. I don't know what you're thinking, but I was making, and I mean, I meant everything I said, but I was making an emotional argument, I think. It was based on value statements. I believe that YouTube should be a meritocracy. I believe we should work with the platform, things like that. And so people who believe what I believe are more likely to click that subscribe button. They're more likely to click like on this live stream. Please click like on this live stream. You know, those sorts of things. And so that's one thing that could also be added to your channel description. There's some good stuff there. Gaming community with laughter and good times. That's great. That is an emotional connection. You could take it maybe one step further just to talk about why you do what you do. You know, you put a lot of time into your channel trailer. We all put a lot of effort into YouTube. You're watching me now. You're investing in yourself. And maybe you're getting some entertainment out of it, I hope, but the idea is that you're probably here because you want to be a success on YouTube and you want to learn those technical things, maybe get inspired for the creative idea or something. And so you're putting this time in. That's time that you could be spent watching Netflix, playing a video game, watching YouTube videos or whatever. But instead you're here, and thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. But you're here because you want to invest in yourself, I think. And that means you're putting in the time. Why? What's driving you to do it? What are you trying to accomplish? What positive feelings do you get out of it? And then share that. Not right at the top of your description. I'm talking about these people who will click the about and will read beyond that first little bit that shows up in search. These are the people who are maybe curious what you're about. They've enjoyed some of your stuff. They want to know a little bit more about you. And it's in that moment that they're probably deciding, do I want to subscribe? Or maybe I've subscribed. Do I really need notifications from this dude? Things of that. Okay, I've got about a half hour left, it's looking like. Just a heads up. I know I'm spending a lot of time on one channel, but I'm covering a lot of topics that I think apply to a lot of different people. So, anyways, these people, there is this theory out there, and the math is fairly strong, and it's the 1,000 true fans theory. I did not come up with this. I forget the name of the person who did. The idea is if you have 1,000 true fans, I'm not talking subscribers because I've got over that and haven't made it yet. If you have 1,000 true fans, a true fan is defined as somebody who will consume whatever you put out. They'll watch every video. They will read every blog post, look at every picture on Instagram. They can't get enough. They will buy everything you sell. And so the idea is if you can extract $100 of revenue out of each one of those 1,000 true fans every year, you do the math, $100,000 income before taxes. But that's enough that you can live comfortably and consider quitting your day job and focusing full time on it. That's one of the various thresholds. I would also argue another threshold is 200,000 subscribers on YouTube is where you might want to consider, dropping the day job and doing it full time. That's sort of my thinking. If I were to ever go down that road, that's what I would probably be looking for as my indicator. Now's the time to think about it seriously. Because that's when, you can start making that revenue. But all you need is 1,000 true fans. And true fans are going to be people who believe in what you believe, that share your values on an emotional level. So yeah, they came here to watch you play Mario and Sonic and Mortal Kombat 10 or whatever because that was fun. But then they got to know you and they got to enjoy your content. And so they started to associate with, I am a true fan of Pat Contry. I've bought almost everything he's put out. I go every October. I'm in Vancouver. We go down to Portland for Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I attend both of his panels. And I love it. I listen to his podcast, and so I bought his book. I've got his DVDs. I'm a true Pat Contry fan, and so if there were 1,000 of me, then that's the true fan threshold. Is the idea, and so if we can all achieve that, that's great. And one of the ways is that there's an emotional connection. So I started off, oh, he's funny, I like it. Okay. Oh, he's making good points. He's analytical. Okay, now I'm learning things from him. That's awesome. I kind of share his values on like, oh, he makes a really good point about healthcare, and oh yeah, okay. And so I think that in a lot of different ways, I believe what he believes, and I want to support him partly because of that. And that's one of the things that frustrates me a little bit in the group as well, is people come in and they say, brand new member in the group, their first post ever says, please support me, show me love. I don't know if that's like code for subscribe to me, or if they genuinely mean it. It's like, hi, you've never met me before, please love me. That's not how it works. You got to give value. You got to form a connection relationship over time, and if you don't have shared values, that's going to be hard. Now, how far down the value line you want to go, you want to be careful. You don't want to alienate potential audience, but at the same time, if you don't stand for anything, no one will stand with you. Yeah, that sounds good. If you don't stand for anything, no one will stand with you. I like that. Let's do that. I think I said that once before. Anyways, just looking at Toot Gaming a little bit more. Got a lot of playlists. That's fantastic. Let's go look at the homepage. Pause that trailer again. Sorry, I'm taking your watch time. Okay, so you need to complete setting up, I think, your home page. There's some elements here that are missing. If you come here and click Edit, you'll be able to add a module for recommended channels. I highly recommend you do that. The algorithm, I believe, in my experience and what I've read and seen, will favor you for having turned that on. And so what I would recommend is add a couple channels that you like or that maybe you've collaborated with. Because I think I've seen that you've done some collaborations. Or it could be the publisher of the games you play, something like that. It can be right here, Small YouTubers Boost, if you want to. Whatever you think suits you, either aligns with your values or aligns with your brand. or something that's both, or whatever. Make that choice. And this is good for a couple of reasons. Algorithmic advantage is one. Another thing is it shows people that you support other creators. Or you support the people who put out the games, or whatever. Even in that small way, I think it's a subconscious psychological plus to Team 2K Gaming when you do something like that. And so I do highly recommend doing that. And there's also something called session watch time, which is kind of important. So I think sometimes there is this zero-sum game look of YouTube where people are like, this is mine and I can't share. And I can kind of understand that, especially with some people making compilations and stealing content, and that kind of stuff drives me up the wall. Hasn't happened to me yet, thank God, but it just annoys me when people do that. My values. But the thing is that, giving a shout out to somebody else or having a link to somebody else, I don't think that costs you. And one of the reasons is session watch time. Let's say that somebody comes to your video, and that's the first thing that they do on YouTube on a particular day. They watch your video, and then they see a link to a different channel. And they go and they watch that other channel for 2 hours. Did you just make a mistake? Did you just send your audience away? Oh, no, no, no. The algorithm still appreciates the fact that you are a gateway onto the platform, and that after they watch your video, they watch tons of other videos. So you kind of get a sort of partial credit in the algorithm. It's not like it gives you watch time or, views or money or anything. But algorithmically, it's like a little plus to your channel because you got people on the platform who stayed on the platform. If someone has been watching a bunch of videos, comes to yours, clicks something, and it takes them off the platform, YouTube's like, oh, you sent them away. Maybe we don't want to show this video to people. It makes people leave the platform. We want to keep them here forever. So that's just part of, ironically, the psychology of this computer program, this algorithm. So don't be afraid to link to other people. For those 3 reasons. The algorithm likes you. It helps show that you're part of the community and gets you goodwill there, I think. And the third part is session watch time. Benefit from that. So you need to do that, and also you only have uploads. So what I would recommend you do is also you can edit your channel here and create another row, choose popular uploads. This will display in desktop 6 of your most watched videos in order, and as a video gets more views than the other one, they will automatically reorder themselves. You don't have to do anything, so it's a set it and forget it, which is nice. And it makes your channel look more rounded out and professional when somebody comes to it. And I think it displays 5 on mobile depending on the interface, whether it's the mobile site or the app. But anyways, it's a one-time set it and forget it. I just recommend doing it because a lot of times if I come to a channel and I'm like, oh, your channel trailer's great, this stuff looks good, maybe I want to, I want to see your most popular video. I'm just gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch tons and tons of stuff. Maybe I don't have a lot of time. It's half past a freckle. I gotta get going. I got a wedding. Maybe I'll watch your most popular video or 2. And it's like, hey, you know what? All right, if that's his best stuff or even middle of the road, but just most popular stuff, whatever, boom, then I'll subscribe. Some people make the choice that way, so make it easier for them. Earlier you saw I went to your videos tab and sorted by most popular. That takes time, takes clicks. You gotta make it as easy as possible on your audience as you can. Also, you had playlists here. So any playlist with more than 6 videos, you might want to consider putting on your homepage. Apex Legends, record speedrunning, live streams. Boom, there you go. So you'll have your uploads, put those 3, and then at the bottom put popular uploads, because that's often where it is. Most people, I think, are used to scrolling to the bottom to see the popular stuff. And then your channel, along with that module I talked about and those social links, now it'll look like you've completely set it up. It'll look more professional and complete. When you put the effort into getting things right, making sure you capitalize things properly, which you're doing very nicely on these playlists, by the way. Those sorts of things get you, credibility with the audience. Even if the audience isn't totally aware of it, those little things add up. And so show respect for the audience, and they'll show you more support. One of the great tools that I love in the TubeBuddy browser plugin is called Chanalytics. You do get this with the free version, so you don't have to pay for this if you don't want to. I'm just going to click on Chanalytics here. And whenever it comes to a product that I'm reviewing, endorsing, whatever, I will always tell you the truth, whether I'm getting paid or not. And so TubeBuddy, affiliate link down below, but it's not perfect. When you load this, the subscriber thing generally doesn't work. But here's how the workaround. You click on views, and then you click back to subscribers, and then it'll load properly. So there you go. There's the God's honest truth. It's 3 clicks, but then you get it working, and you get all this wonderful information. So let's see what we've got going on here. It looks like you've got 3 tags for your channel: video games, funny moments, and Call of Duty. Now that's interesting because in your channel description, you don't mention Call of Duty. So maybe you haven't looked at your channel tags in a long time. Maybe Call of Duty is no longer really what you're about. Or if it is, maybe if you also put it in the description, you'll have keyword alignment for channel searches, and then your channel will come up with more likely, do better on that search term. I would recommend bulking this up, more channel tags in this instance. I don't think 3 is very few, so I would consider at least double, maybe triple that. One thing that you can do is if you do decide to get TubeBuddy as a browser plugin, and you go look at a channel you admire, you know, maybe you love Cinemassacre, Pat Contry, Scott DeWaz, whoever, Achilles Melee, somebody, a gaming channel or something, or even somebody who isn't gaming, you can use this to look at what channel tags they have on their channel. And maybe you could honestly straight up copy them, as long as they're accurate to what you're doing as well. Otherwise, you could get in trouble for misrepresentation. Or it could inspire you. Could be like, oh, yeah, all right, funny moments. Okay, well, you know, really I do funny long plays. So I'll put funny long plays. You know, it might inspire you. So if you're struggling to come up with channel tags, this is where and how you can see them. So looking at subscriber growth over the last 30 days, not much going on there. So I'm going to suspect, and we'll see if this is borne out, that you haven't released a video in that time frame. Oh, you did release one on July 7th. Okay. So let's look at the views. I'm going to see a spike on July 7th, aren't I? Not really. That's interesting. So this channel has not a lot of growth on it, just to be brutally honest, but I think there's a lot of potential here. Some of those technical things I talked about, the links and finishing the channel setup in the module, those are some easy things that you can just go ahead and do, and also channel tags. Then comes the slightly harder thing. If you don't have TubeBuddy, I know I keep harping on it, but it's just such a useful tool. I could not YouTube without it effectively. If you have that installed and you go back and you click edit on your various videos, there is the best practices thing that will come up, which is really quite cool. I'll show you a version of that you can see other people's things, channels with. I'm going to actually click into the channel trailer here. And you'll see the module is going to load on the right here. Best practices. Here are 8 things. The free version will only show you the first 6, still quite a bit. So I see here that you don't have an end screen and you haven't captioned this. Those are 2 things that you could do that would help this video perform better. Captions are tedious and suck, but you get a huge benefit. Whatever words are spoken in your video, YouTube can hear. There are automatic captions that it can create, for example. And so if you say you've got a gaming video and it thinks you're talking about sewing the whole way through, then it's going to be like, what the hell is this video about? I can't with any confidence recommend this to anyone because I don't know what's going on here. And so you won't appear in search. But what if it just misheard you? What if you, like me, have a bit of a stutter? I say so at the beginning of so many sentences that I just, when I'm editing myself, I'm like, stop saying it. It's, oh my God, just shut up. And so it's a verbal crutch that I have, and I need to get better at it. But what if it thought instead of SO, I was saying SEW, and I'm a sewing channel, and I'm not, right? So here, I did it again. I just can't stop. The way that you can use this, a nice trick for quicker captioning, is if your video's been up for a little bit of time, sometimes all it takes is an hour, it may or may not, by YouTube, get auto-captioned. If you know what triggers auto-captioning, please let me know, because I don't know what triggers it. But then you go in and you edit the auto-captions. Instead of typing everything out from scratch, you're just correcting the mistakes. It's easier and faster. Then once you publish it, it's as if you had typed it all out yourself. You get that kind of algorithmic credit for it. And if you've corrected the errors, maybe you said Mario sucks. You said it really fast, and it came out as like war sucks, and they think you're talking about like World War II or something. You're like, that's not what it's about. I've had auto captions do some crazy things. I've had auto captions that thought we were swearing like sailors through a video. I was laughing my butt off correcting them. I'm like, no, that word was bunk, but very funny, YouTube. But once I corrected it, the video started doing better. Additionally, I've noticed that I get about an 8 to 11% increase in views when I have captions. So who here, raise your hand if you want 11% more views. Everybody wants more views, right? I don't care how small that percentage is. So doing that captioning trick could be a way to boost your views. Also here, comment pinned and hearted has not been done from best practices. And there are 11 comments. And I'm not seeing replies to these comments. So this is another thing. Interact with your audience. go in when you find something, a comment that you like this Crazy Enigma 2085 comment, very unique, good stuff. You could click hard on that, and you could reply, say, hey, thanks so much for the support, or, oh, worked really hard on this, I'm so glad you enjoyed it, or something like that. Somebody says, nice edit, and you're like, thanks, that means a lot to me, something like that. So you're getting more interactions when you reply, and you get algorithmic advantages. The thing with YouTube is they love it when you use all of their toys. And I think it shows YouTube, it's a signal that you're taking the platform seriously. And they want to support you when you do something like that. Can you tell I've been watching a lot of Scott the Woz? All of my recommended videos are Scott the Woz. That's funny. Sorry, I just noticed that. Anyways, so when you heart it, which is a function that's been around for a couple years now, the algorithm, you get a little plus when you do that. And if you take one comment that you really like, or maybe the first good one, is often what I do, and then you pin that. And again, you're using the tools, and YouTube likes it, shows that you're taking it seriously, and doing all that you can to be a success. And then, here's a thing. When you heart it and when you pin it, they get a notification. So maybe they'll come and take a look at it again. What was this? I don't remember. Click that link. But here's the thing. When you reply to these people, and here's where it can get strategic. Let's be smart. Let's be sneaky. Call it what you will. If somebody comments on a video, you really should reply every time. Unless you're getting so many comments that you can't, in which case, congratulations, that's a level of success. But if you're not yet at that level, then you should be replying to every comment for a variety of reasons. Here are some of the things you should try to do in the comments, in the replies to comments. 1, try to use some of the terms from your title and description and tags. Be like, hey, very unique, good stuff. Thank you so much. I know it's hard to stand out on a gaming channel. And you got gaming in there. And so again, those keywords, when they're in the comments, they help boost the video for that term. That's one of the things that the algorithm looks at. Are people talking about your title, about the subject in the comments? Well, hot damn, that video must be about that then. Absolutely, it's about that. So that's a trick. That's a gaming the algorithm trick a little bit. Make it organic, make it honest. But if you can work those keywords into your replies, that's awesome. So anyone wanting to comment on any of my videos, if you could sneak a word in from the title, I'd love you forever. But that's the thing you can do. And also supporting other YouTubers, you can do it that way. That helps them. The other thing is that when you reply, maybe ask a question. Is a good thing, because if you ask a question, if you got that magic question mark, then they're gonna probably want to reply. And so when they come back to reply, the video will play. You'll get another view, you get additional watch time, maybe an ad will show if you're monetized, and then they'll comment again and again. And all these interactions are little pluses to your video that boost it in the suggested and in the search results. And so if you can comment on topic in a way that gets the commenter to come back, now you're cooking with fire. Gasoline? Now you're cooking with gas. So, that's all very good. What about haters in the comment section, though? Yeah, these people are fuel. This can be great. I know, they're going to say horrible things. You should be killed. Your children taken away. You got to get off the platform. You're a loser. Whatever. Let's move past that for a second because, it's the YouTube comment section. What else were you expecting? It's not going to be all sunshine, roses, and love. There's going to be irrational hate. And you know what the funny thing is, and I've taken some actual professional training about this, that angry people are great. That's a weird thing to say, right? Why are angry people great? They're great because they're predictable. And once someone's predictable, you can use them. Why not? They're trolls. Use them. Use them to your advantage. I grind up trolls in my teeth and use them for fuel. And here's how. The trolls, the really, trolly angry ones, they have to get the last word. They've always got to get the last word. So you can needle them a little. Now, keep in mind, with all of these suggestions I'm making about the comment section, that other people are watching. New viewers, other viewers, whatever, they could potentially see what you do in the comments. So don't be such a jerk in the comments that you disenfranchise those people. Don't be so offensive that they're like, oh God, this guy's horrible. I'm going to unsubscribe and never watch him again. Why was he like that? Don't be like that. Keep in mind that there is a broader audience than just the person you're replying to. But with that in mind, I have this video where I got kicked off some rides in Six Flags for having a GoPro. I could have probably handled it a little bit better. The staff could have handled it way better, in my opinion. And I edited it in such a way that I tried to show the good and the bad on both sides. Where I walked by a sign and didn't notice what it said, I was honest and upfront about that. But when I checked their website for rules beforehand and there were none, I'm honest about that too. And the thing is, I get so much hate on that video. That's the video where people say I need to be killed or sterilized, have my child taken away, banned from all amusement parks ever, kicked off of YouTube, drawn and quartered. I've got it all. And sometimes those messages are hard to read. So for mental health standpoint, you know, if I see I've got on my phone, oh, there's a new comment on the Six Flags video, and I'm not in a great place at the moment, I'm not going to look at it right away. But maybe later in the day, you know, okay, things are good, things are good. Let's see what this crazy person says and how can I use them for fuel. So I would titrate, I would control your consumption of comments, especially if it's a video that gets those kinds of comments. But like I've got a James Darren video, which is just some bootleg footage of a concert, 87,000 views, very popular. But when I see that, those comments, it's always lovely. They're like, oh, he's so great, or oh, I can't wait, I want to see him myself, and oh, you know. And so those, I'll read those any time of day because I'm like, oh, I get a James Darren comment today. That's a nice little boost. And then I always reply. So, you know, sometimes they'll give you something to work with. Maybe with the Six Flags thing, they'll be like, you idiot, don't you know they have rules? And I'm like, yeah. I'll reply and I'll say, we checked the website beforehand. And then they'll come back with, it's on the website. And they'll be like, this was 3 years ago. You know, and every time they're coming back. More interaction, more views, more watch time, more ad plays, more money for Ray. Not necessarily what I'm in it for. I'm in it to get my content seen, but that's how you play the game. And so maybe they'll say, like, you suck. And so maybe I'll come back with a little snarky, always nice to meet a fan. Smiley face. Come back, I'm not a fan, you idiot. Can't you read? You know, be like, yeah, I can read just fine. I just read this book. Have you read it? You know, it's like, kill them with kindness, and God, the trolls hate it, and they can't let it stand. And so they got to come back and get that last word in, because they want to hurt you, and none of it's working, and they're going to keep trying. And every time they do that, they're helping you. The irony, their hatred helps you. So hopefully that's a little perspective for any of you people out there getting the hate comments. The Videolytics tool here from TubeBuddy on the right-hand side, there's this great function where you can see how the search terms are doing. Unfortunately, this video is not ranking for any search terms. It is traditionally very hard to get a channel trailer to rank well on search terms, but you have tons of space to have tags, 500 characters. So TubeBuddy will help suggest you characters for that. It looks like I need to wrap things up. I'm sorry I only got the one channel review in. Let me just kind of fly through the chat here. But hopefully some of the stuff I talked about applies to multiple people out there, and I gave you value. This was all really just short term, or short notice, I should say, so I didn't really have a whole lot of plan going in here. Let's see. Zanecheer, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Hey, back. Review me, my guy, got something coming in the mail for you. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Is it going to be obvious that it's from you? Because I was thinking I could do an unboxing video. If not, maybe private message me, like, you know, who the sender is or how I'll notice that it's that thing so I don't accidentally open it, not on camera, and I could do an unboxing video. I think that would be kind of cool. Hey, how y'all doing in here? Said Ace of Vegas. You may not know, but there's a running joke between Ray and I concerning a mukbang. Oh, I am aware. Yeah. I give you explicit permission to do so. Yes, thank you. Love your new banner, dig it. Yeah, it is a very professional banner that the Super Robot Fighting League has up there. But he wanted me to say bad things, so I tried to be critical. 10 out of 10 banner. I don't disagree. 9 out of 10 maybe? 9 out of 10. There's always room for a little improvement. Maybe not always, but often. It's very hard to understand, so I just roll with that. And that's cool from a mental health standpoint. But again, the better we can refine the understanding so we get them faster, then I think the faster the growth will be. Something massive in the pipes, can't wait to tell you. I've heard rumors. General review, what do you like and dislike on the surface? Can you look at my banner? Unfortunately, Jace, I am basically out of time, but if you subscribe with notifications on, hopefully you can join us in a future live stream and I can take a look. DJ Talks is here. Great to have you. I used to compete in competitions for Call of Duty. That's cool. Have you ever done like a story time about that? Maybe just do like a vlog. Point a camera at yourself. Talk about what that was like. I don't know if your viewers will like it or not, but it might be something to try. If you have no subs on your platform, how can you trust you have any skills or knowledge? That's a great question. The thing is, on YouTube, honestly, I don't think you can start taking stock of am I a success or not until you've produced 100 videos. Honestly, I think that. So, for example, I'm just going to go to Social Blade for this channel here that we are on right now. Small YouTubers Boost. And you'll see I've got 92 uploads. And so honestly, I'm not super critical about this channel yet. Because in your first, honestly, 100 videos, generally speaking, you're still finding your footing. I still don't know exactly what this channel is going to become. I filmed something earlier today talking about budget GoPro cameras that I'm thinking of putting up here on the Small YouTubers Boost channel. I'm not sure when exactly, but that's a new thing that we haven't done. We haven't talked about equipment here, really, before. And so I'm going to give that a try, I think. But if you haven't already produced at least about 100 videos, then it's really early to say whether or not you can trust if you have skills or knowledge and stuff like that. What I would say is it's got to be fun for you. And so if you're having fun, particularly in those first 100 videos, then you've got some stuff behind you. You've got a catalog you can refer to. You can say, check out any of the other 100 videos on this channel, you know, at the end of your video with the call to action, if you like. There's a lot of different things you could do there. So I would say that before that, don't worry too much about it, because then you'll have analytics and you can dive into where are my subscribers coming from? Where are my views coming from? What are my traffic sources? Of the banner, small gap, not a bad idea. Glasses, it's weird. People were being rude. Stop hitting the mic. Yeah, sorry. Jazz hands. Hope people behave themselves in the chat. Twitter handles in the description. I did about 3 hours ago. Yeah, it takes a while to propagate. Not sure how to add links. Maybe I'll make a tutorial video about that. It's fairly intuitive. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. Thank you so much. It's been a blast. Make sure you're subscribing to notifications, and we'll